I think this is probably the most evenly matched two teams, except for two things. I think New York's starters are better than Indiana's starters. But I think Indiana's bench is better than New York's bench, obviously, which is going to come up in every series. I think if Jalen Brunson can get into the paint, get 2 feet into the paint, and get good shots and get the Knicks defense set, they can win this series. I think it still goes seven. And I think if Indiana, if you can get the Knicks in a rotation and attack Brunson, like they were doing and Cat like last they were doing last series more consistently, I think that's Indiana's advantage. But you know, is OG going to win his matchup? Is Mikal Bridges going to win his matchup? Like, who's Brunson going to guard? Just the way their system is based. And then also the way that they play that 5-out system, Cat's going to be in rotation, then drive and kick a lot like what the Pacers did to the Cavs. Ooh,
are you okay, bro? Are you?
Yeah, I had a little burp.
It's not even from like a bailing out space, but it's just like this is such a series that you want to see. I think obviously Percat his thoughts about the Cavs, and you look at the last two teams left on both sides, the amount of toughness that you see collectively as teams, especially from the Pacers, collectively, bunch of dogs, that's what everybody says. And then you go look at the Knicks, just the hyper competitive people, just collectively. So it's like I'm really curious to see which one is going to break. What do I think? I think Jalen Brunson is going to be Jalen Brunson. I think they're going to need to get good games from Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby because that Indiana Pacers offense, it has a burst ability, and they're playing much better defense or more intense defense. They're picking up full court. And look, while Jalen Brunson is a bad man, I'm not disputing that. The backcourt, Ty Jerome completely like he was not even they had to stop playing him by the end. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, they struggled to get the ball like inbounds and across the court just from the constant pressure. And that's not what teams typically do. So to see how Jalen Brunson, who I know can handle it, but what does that do over a 7-game series, right? That's what we got to wait and see. I can tell you my opinion, but my opinion don't mean shit based off of what these dudes are going to do. I didn't think the Cavs were going to lose. I didn't think the Celtics were going to lose, right? Yeah. And so it's like these teams play a different style of basketball. If you look at the last 4 teams left, analytics don't necessarily favor the way they play, right? Analytics don't like when we start talking about teams shooting 53s, how many teams have won? How many teams are winning games when they're shooting 45, 53s? It's just not happening currently right now.
I just think you're shooting based on analytics, not based on the best shot possible. You know, like that last game with the Celtics, you were like, why are y'all shooting that? You were just like, because they need to, that's how they get their rhythm. So if somebody takes that away.
Channing, would you say that analytics cost Boston those first 2 games? You lose by 2 and you shoot 50 something threes and you only lose by 2. If you would have just played basketball the normal way as best shot possible, they would have won those 2 games. That's statistically proven, right? If you miss those shots, even if you shoot a better percentage inside of 3, if you take 20 of those shots away, 15 of those shot attempts away, move them in the paint. If they make 5 of those, if they make 3 of those, and that's an extreme low number. If we're talking analytics, they win those games. That's 6 points. That's 8 points that they would get if they wouldn't have missed all of those threes.
I just feel like, you know, the teams that rely on threes like that so much, that's their rhythm. But when you're playing good defensive teams, you know, Boston's a drive kick team. But when you're playing a really good defensive team, there ain't no drive and kick. It's you're swinging it around the perimeter and just and you're getting the itch. You're like, I need to shoot some more. And everyone's used to shooting 10 a game. So now you're taking your guys that should be taking 6 good shots are taking 7 to 8 okay shots, maybe 10.
Do you guys have a prediction for the series?
Nope.
Thanks.
I hope it goes 7. I do and I don't because I got to be here the whole time. But
don't walk out. Don't walk outside by yourself.
Why?
Don't do that. Be careful. It's dangerous in them streets. You saw what happened to Wendy.
Yeah, dude, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's a former Nick.
Yeah,
Not
I'm fine.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
are you
we just
saying the Knicks love you?
No, no, no.
Do the Knicks fans love you?
No, sometimes they ask me why I don't give them as much love, and here's the real reason. One, we are very bad when I was here. We are very bad, and I said this
yes,
online. I
you
was
were. We
like,
used to whoop y'all ass.
"Shut up." Uh, and that was one of my biggest regrets that we weren't as good as we were supposed to be. And then also, it's just been such a long time ago. I played 5 years in Phoenix. I obviously won a chip in Cleveland, and I live in Portland. And so just the connection is there. Like I always root for the Knicks. The Knicks being good is great for the NBA. But like Jamal Crawford comes here, he's just more connected. He played here longer. Nate Robinson, those kind of guys, give them the love. I'll love the Knicks from afar and always be appreciative of my time. But yeah, we were
Awesome.
doo doo when I was here.